And welcome to another live broadcast. Reza, maaga pa, pero matatapos na ang first quarter ngayon. Subalit, next year po pinaghahandaan natin ang selebrasyon ng National Baptist Day. And that would be according to Republic Act 11897 na ang mga Baptist churches, katulad ng Lighthouse, ay binibigyang pagkilala ng ating estado sa ating ambag sa ating bayan. Ika nga a contribution to nation building and betterment of society. Now we all understand, of course, na ang pinakaambag po natin, of course, is evangelism. That's the gospel of Jesus Christ. At ikalawa ay ang edukasyon sa mga kabataan. Pero hindi tayo limited dun.
Right.
Oo, sapagkat nagbabago na ang ating mga hinaharap bilang bayan. Marami ng issue.
Tama, Bishop. Lalo na po ngayon, of course, andyan yung Iran War, and of course, meron po internally, locally sa ating bansa, ay napakalaking issue pa rin po ng korupsyon, Bishop. So, ano nga ba ang dapat na relevance ng mga Baptist churches na katulad po ng kinabibilangan natin? So, napakaganda po ng ating pag-uusap ngayon. Join us for an hour of good talks. Ako po si Reza Abante Yebra.
At ako naman si Bishop Ruben Abante. Join us and let's have good talks over good coffee. Welcome to the
Lighthouse Cafe.
Okay, ito Reza, masaya ito.
Excited din po ako dito, Bishop.
At saka kasi,
Ating topic.
syempre, habang maaga pa, magkakampanya na ako sa mga Baptist churches para January next year.
Maging bahagi po.
Oo. Rather than talking about anything like election, matindi yan, o korupsyon, pag-usapan na muna natin what we are as Baptist churches and how we can help sa ating bansa in terms of nation building and betterment of society. And that's according to Republic Act 11897. And to help us discuss these itong mga subjects na ito, we welcome to our show tonight. Of course, institution ito, Reza. Let me introduce, Ernest Arellano, a policy researcher, development studies ng Philippine Bible Institute ng Convention of Philippine Baptist Churches. Magandang araw sa iyo, Ernest.
Good afternoon, Bishop. And good afternoon, Bishop.
Palagi ka nandito actually sa Lighthouse Cafe. Pero welcome kita sa Lighthouse Cafe TV.
Thank you very much for the generosity, providing everything from transportation to food and housing and everything.
Wow.
This is really a wonderful support coming from a church, the Lighthouse Bible Baptist Church.
Oo. Ito, of course, matindi ito. Kasi educator ito, Reza. But of course, siya ang former senior pastor ng University Church ng Central Philippines University, Pastor Harold Peñasirada. Welcome sa Lighthouse.
Hello, Bishop. Thank you.
Yes.
And of course, thank you for making us so blessed being here.
Oh,
Good
yes.
afternoon.
Yes, of course. Ito, hindi na ito
Ay,
bago.
opo. Imbes na natin na imbita rin po yan dito sa ating
Of
show.
course. Attorney Al Pareño. Pero iba designation ito. Hindi na
Baptist historian.
Yun na lang in-invite niyo ako ulit, Bishop.
Puro mga researchers po, Mga
Yes.
researchers at nasa sociology.
Katulad
yan,
mo,
ating-
you are a research person. Pero syempre, being Baptist, alam mo, nagsimula tayo in our being together in 2020, Ernest. Malaking ambag doon ni Atty. Al. Pumunta pa yan ng South, nag-research sa simulain ng mga Baptist. Atty. Al,
Yes,
I
Bishop.
think you can summarize, so in, ano ba talaga ang simulain ng mga Baptist sa Philippines?
Siguro maganda i-summarize natin yung 120 years natin ng history into 5 seconds o 10 seconds.
Okay.
Nagsimula yung Baptist sa Philippines sa palengke. Ang unang mga Baptist natin po, sila yung mga tinatawag na kung naiintindihan ng mga taga Visayas, maintindihan sila yung mga pulahan, mga rebelde sila yung mga medyo ang sinulat ng mga historians doon, sila yung mga na-rejected ng society. Sila po yung napuntahan ng isang napakabatang pastor na nasa Barcelona. Isa siyang Ilonggo, kaya nakakatuwa na Ilonggo yung mga kasama natin.
Yes.
Nasa Barcelona, Spain siya. Bumalik po siya sa Pilipinas, kasama niya ang kanyang pastor na si Pastor Lund. At siya ay nag-translate ng Bible sa Mark and then 5,000 tracts. Pumunta siya sa palengke. At doon po nagsimula ang ang mga Baptist. Mga taga-palengke sila ng mga taga-bundok ng Iloilo.
And right now, that would be 126 years ago.
Yes, po.
Wow.
Wow.
Kaya merong tayong pagkilala ngayon sa National Baptist Day. Pero ngayon, hindi lang yung sinaunang mga nasa convention, kundi marami ng grupo ng Baptist sa Pilipinas.
Marami na po.
Yes.
Yes. Sa pagkakaalam ko, parang
Ilang?
30 groups yata
30
ang registered sa SEC.
Ang dami.
Each
Mas
group,
marami
mga
sa
ilang
US.
churches
It's
po
quite a
yan?
number.
Oo.
How many churches around?
Malaki.
Malaki.
Yes.
Because sa convention pa lang, ang registered na number of members namin is around 600,000. We have 1,000 pastors registered sa CBMA or the Convention Baptist Ministers Association. So we
Okay.
are also scattered around the Philippines, but the bailiwick is really the Region 6, specifically Iloilo City,
Okay.
which is the
Oh.
center of the Baptist. din.
Ako, iba na din naman akong grupo eh. Ano
Yeah.
dito, Baptist Bible
Bible
Fellowship or mga Bible Baptist.
Yeah.
Pero syempre, ang pinaka-common sa atin lahat is of course the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ
Amen.
and how we
That's right.
extend ourselves to children, mga
Right.
next generation in the matter of
Mga schools,
education.
ano? Yes.
Pastor Harold,
That makes us
kanina
all
kasi nag-present si Atty. Al, yung ating conference, ano?
Yes.
Pagkatapos ang sinabi niya, yung Sunday school, aba nakita ko yung mukha mo, talagang
Yes,
nakaka-relate ka eh.
I was so interested. In fact, I felt nostalgic about what Attorney was mentioning, because I was even talking with Pastor Jester a while ago. I said, "Wow, all of those that we learned from our childhood, you know." And then when we look back, what happened? Then we began to imagine how huge the responsibility was, even starting with the Sunday school, because I started as a Christian education director.
Yeah.
So as Ernest, Tati, we call him Tati, Aureliano actually mentioned also, we sort of institutionalize all Sunday school classes from toddlers to professionals, even men and
Okay.
women.
Yes. Attorney Al, pero the Baptists who came here, basically from US, but Baptists were all around the globe nung araw.
Yes. Right, right.
Meron na po,
Yes.
marami na po. Meron sa Burma, meron na pong India, or Myanmar, marami na po sila.
Ikaw kalat ka eh. I mean, you're... but
Well
generally,
traveled.
how are the Baptists respected?
different
Lalo sa
countries,
US.
Opo, meron pong sulat noong 1980s, among the most influential people sa US. May book eh. Isa yun sa mga kinote ko doon sa sinulat ko eh. Among the top 10, marami doon mga pastors. Most influential people. Nagkaroon sila ng survey noong 1980s. Nung ginagawa ko po ang ginagawa ko sing study yung impact ng isang Baptist pastor, or impact ng pastor, nagkataon na Baptist siya.
Yes.
Tapos nakita ko na even sa US, ganun kalaki yung impact
Paper
nila.
mo yan.
Paper po na.
Sa Harvard.
Na-publish po.
Oo, nakakita.
Sa
Wow.
Ang Harvard naman it was a Baptist University.
Opo,
University.
marami
Yes.
pong nakafocus po sila sa education. Yan po yung napakagandang gawain ng mga Baptist. Kaya nga po nung sinimulan ko kanina, yung mga taga-palengke, sila na nagtatayo na ng university. Andito po sila, Pastor Harold. Alam niya to, CPU. Sila na po yung mga naging doktor, naging abogado, mga ordinaryong tao po ang pinagsimulan ng Baptist. At
Yes.
nakita natin kung paano sila nag-contribute sa
Well, in fact, sa
society.
simula ng Amerika,
Actually,
the
yung
framers ng Bill of
Constitution,
Rights.
Bill of Rights.
The Bill of
nila.
Rights.
Yes.
Mga
Yeah.
Baptist.
Baptist.
Yeah,
Opo.
And it is also the foundation of the human rights ng mga ano.
Baptists
Ng mga
really play a significant role. Even
So,
in
Pastor
this.
Harold, binanggit niya, marami mga Baptist ang talagang nag-focus sila sa education. You
Yes.
being an educator.
Yes, I was listening actually a while ago to Senator Gatchalian mentioning high schools among Baptist educational institutions, and we mentioned, he doesn't even know Central Philippine University and Philomar Christian University. These are universities in Iloilo and in Rojas, respectively, and these are great institutions when we talk about educational attainment and especially molding learners holistically. You know that because our focus is not only mental or physical but spiritual. That's where
Yes.
evangelism comes in, especially when we launch the regular Christian Emphasis Week celebration.
Yeah.
Philemon calls it Christ Emphasis Week celebration.
Oo. Ang maganda rito, Reza, itong si Ernest, porque ito yung policy no, ng ginagawa. Ang pinanggagaling niya actually is social work.
Social.
Yes.
Oo.
Close to ano?
Board top
ano to?
notcher.
Board top notcher
Wow.
sa social work. Pero
Number one.
Ernest, what we are doing right now is we want to have a collective, mga Baptist, iba-ibang grupo,
Yeah.
effort so that collectively we can contribute
Yeah.
no sa issues ng, well, considering yung issues that we face as a country right now, we can do a collective contribution as
Yes.
Baptists. What do you say about that?
Well, unang-una, this is really a good challenge for every Baptist here in the Philippines na ni-recognize po tayo ng state at binigyan ng pagkakataon through a Senate bill, no, naging Republic Act, yung pag-recognize ng Baptist Day. Ibig sabihin, lahat tayong mga Baptist, we have the obligation to build and to become partners of our society, especially our government. Hindi tayo yung critique lang, kundi
Yes.
dapat tayo ay maging proactive.
Correct.
We should be
Right.
actively involved in institutional building. What is
Oo.
institutional building? Ito yung mga tinatawag natin na we build schools from kindergarten, elementary to universities. Example, Central Philippine University is a top-notch university in the Philippines, fully deregulated and autonomous, naka-world ranking, and consistently performing and delivering top-notchers in every area ng mga academic programs. Now, what is good to this is very supportive siya sa lahat ng mga Baptist pastors. Lahat ninyong mga anak, members of the family who wanted to finish their education, bring them to Iloilo, allow them to study in Central Philippine University. Just tell them, give a certification that you are a pastor, and your children would be able to finish from kindergarten up to their doctorate degree, or
Wow.
to become a lawyer, or to become a nurse, or to become a medical doctor, free ang tuition and fees. So dapat ito makikita natin, this is how we support the society, kasi kung hindi tayo mag-invest into education, what would happen to these children and what would happen to these members of our society? Natural, they will end up sa isang unproductive cycle of life.
Oh.
So magiging problema sila ng society, magiging problema ng gobyerno, but if we educate them, they will be able to gain employment, and at the same time, they will be able to contribute by paying good taxes to the government.
Nabanggit
Paying
mo,
good
Ernest, hindi lang tayo nagiging critic
Oo.
ng
Yeah.
government, hindi lang tayo nananalangin,
Yes.
di ba? But we
Kailangan
do
meron.
something.
Actually,
Right.
yun ang tanong ko,
Yes.
Bishop, kasi marami po, sa totoo lang, maraming mga pastors, na mga Baptist din po, na they're very focused on, inside lang ng four walls ng church. Pero
church.
coming from your experience, Sir Ernest, would you say na marami po ba mga Baptist na pastor ang aware sa mga societal issues ngayon?
Si,
Dito
si
sa
Doc
ating
Harold ang
pong
tanongin
bansa?
mo, yan ang talagang
Oh,
former
yeah.
pastor.
Kung sino po pwedeng sumagot?
Well, anyway,
Or very,
since
talagang
Bishop
lang.
mentioned my name, actually, yun ang nga sinasabi ko kay Bishop kanina, ang daming pastors talaga na unaware.
Right.
And I don't think they're informed about all these issues, particularly about of the responsibility, how to be truly engaged in all these, because that's what matters most.
Yes.
As Ernest said, we need to be proactive in doing all this. Kasi sinasabi nga, no matter how educated you are, if you are not doing anything, that ends up to nothing.
Tama.
And it has always been said that the best education is the education of the heart.
Oh, tama.
So your heart really must go out to reach out to
Yes.
people.
Oo, parang the heart of the problem is the problem of the
Problem.
heart.
Pero tama yung Bishop,
Parang kanta yun.
kasi kung hindi aware, mas lalong walang impact sa community, sa
Now,
society.
talking about education, yan, si Attorney Al. Matinding edukasyon yan. Lahat ng magkakapatid yan, puro professional eh.
Nagulat naman.
But wherever they go, even as professionals, hindi naman nila iniiwan ang pagiging Baptist nila, hindi ba? Tama, no?
Tama po.
Everywhere you go. Hindi ka lang Baptist, Kristiyano ka pa.
Kaya natawa na ako.
Baptist Christian.
Yun lagi yung joke. Nagsimula po kami Fundamental Baptist.
Yes.
Fundamental. Dito sa Fairview Baptist. Sa Fairview
Yes.
Baptist Church. Fairview Fundamental Baptist Church.
At pinagyayaman natin yun. Kaya nga ito, inaabot natin. Kasi, siyempre, Ernest, pinag-usapan natin to being the lead convener ng Alliance of Baptist Councils. We pull together
Yes.
yung ating mga Baptist leaders and churches so that collectively, no, in view of the, isipin mo, National Baptist Day. Attorney Al, meron bang ibang ganyan ng ibang bansa?
Iniisip ko eh.
Wala.
Wala. No?
Wala. Actually, we are the
US,
only
or-
country with where the state really recognizes the Baptist. Oo.
So it's a distinct honor. And a
Yes, it's
privilege,
really a
actually.
distinct honor. That's why lahat tayong mga Baptist dito sa Philippines, ang dami nating mga differences eh. Pero we should not focus on these differences, but rather we should work on commonalities. What are the things that are common with us para maka-bring tayo ng impact sa society? We can contribute positively sa ating government, sa ating society. Ito yung
Exactly.
dapat nating tingnan. So, sana mai-sustain natin ito yung regular na conscientization and discussion of public and societal issues so that we can immediately equip our pastors, our church members, kung anong pwede natin gawin.
Tama.
And that's
Tama,
where
tama.
we pull our resources
Yeah.
and effort
Correct.
together, right?
Oh, syempre, this is where good talks happen, Attorney Al. Ito sa Anyway, but alam mo, thank you so much for being with us. And then, of course, kayong dalawa, meron tayong iba pang guest na
yes.
Voted out,
usapin.
voted out.
But thank you all so much,
Thank you.
Attorney Al Pareño. And of course, Pastor Dr. Harold. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Our utmost privilege.
Yes.
Thank you.
Again.
Okay. Huwag
See?
po kayong aalis. Magbabalik ang Lighthouse Cast.
Okay.
Welcome back! Nagpapatuloy po ang ating pinag-uusapan sa kung ano ang maaaring response ng mga Baptist churches sa recognition ng Estado sa pamamagitan ng Republic Act 11897, known to be as the National Baptist Day Law. Ay kinakailangan meron tayong talagang pag-respond dito and even collectively as Baptist churches. Now, let's introduce. Narito pa rin po si Ernest Arellano, ang isang policy maker natin, sa mga policy studies concerning these issues. At narito, ang former pastor ng Faith Baptist Church, dyan lang sa West Avenue,
West
malapit
Avenue,
dito. Well, Pastor Jessie
Ray.
Ray, magandang
Boss.
araw sa iyo.
Kamusta po?
Magandang araw. It's a pleasure and a privilege to be here
Yes.
to join you.
Oo. And of course, si Pastor June Sambeluna, hindi lang ito pastor, ito yung clinical psychologist pa, na regular sa ating show. Okay, Ernest, among the pressing issues, na ating gustong i-address, of course, alam natin ang dapat na ambag natin sa evangelism and edukasyon. Of course, ang daming issues like corruption and everything, pati what our churches can actually do. But let me ask, yung ba mga churches natin, do you think, kahit iba-ibang grupong Baptist, are we actually equipped so that we can address and help government sa mga issues na ito?
Okay. In terms of are we really equipped, the answer there is hindi pa tayo equipped. Pero siguro yung pinaka-importante are the Baptist churches aware that we can actually be more impactful sa society by creating institutions that support our government and our communities like elderly home, halfway home for the criminals, orphanages, and elderly homes for the senior citizens. Bakit? Kasi so much na ang corruption sa government, and the government is not even allocating resources to all these kinds of institutions. So they needed partners sa mga churches because these are not income generating kind of businesses for mga entrepreneurs. So, sino magti-take care sa kanila? Naturalmente, yung mga churches, the Baptist, magandang challenge ito because whatever we done to the least of our brethren, we do it to the King of all men.
And coming from a social work view, napakaganda nun. Well, Pastor Jesse Ray, what do you think of what he said? Are we actually equipped? How far are we sa bagay na yan?
Sad to say that there is a lot of truth in what Ernest is saying, no? Because our Baptist churches is confronted with these challenges of we have retiring missionaries and pastors, and many of them are single, and they don't have a place to go. And we have also a growing number of abandoned children that we don't have a facility to help take care of them, like orphanages, as you mentioned before. So I believe that it is a long way from the ideal, and that our Baptist churches should actually consult with one another, and perhaps if we do not have enough resources within our group to do that, perhaps we can put the suggestion on a panel board to be discussed by like-minded organizations like National Council of Churches, the Philippine Council of Evangelical Churches. Kasi ang alam ko, hindi lang mga Baptist, even the Presbyterians, the Methodists, and some major denominations as well are confronted with the same challenges, and they also do not have a particular geriatric or elderly care facility.
Malungkot kung-
So that's really true.
Malungkot kung if we will just leave the government to deal with these issues, ano?
Yeah.
Eh, samantalang tayo ang may Diyos, tayo ang may kanyang salita ng katotohanan, tayo ang mayroong kanyang espiritu. Ano ginagawa natin?
Maganda po na nasabi niyo to institutionalize it po, no? Kasi I'm sure meron din naman po siguro may puso to help but don't know how to start, especially with the
exactly.
policies, ano?
Yes.
Paano makikipag-coordinate with like sa PSWD. Ano po masasabi niyo doon?
That's why I was recommending kanina, no? We will institutionalize the empowerment and capacity building of our church workers and our churches, no? And napakaganda nito na although problema siya, pero we Baptists were able to immediately identify this as problem. And we can act as a change agent. We can accommodate other denominations that also have the same perspective. At ang maganda dito kasi recognize tayo ng state as their partner.
Yes.
So, ibig sabihin, we also have a role to play na dapat tayo ang maging advocate of coming up with institutional building, with all these trainings. Kasi, the government will not be responsible in empowering us kasi church tayo.
Yeah.
So, since we are a church and we recognize this problem, let's have the initiative to open this with others.
Si Pastor
Madaming
John is
opportunity.
himself a
Okay.
clinical psychologist. Hindi ka lang pastor.
Opo.
Pero now may view ka na ito'y pagpapastor din ito, hindi ba?
Yeah.
Yung
True.
understanding the plight,
Right.
the things that people face.
Yeah.
Eh kami, ang dami mong binibigyan ng you tell us, anong view mo dito?
Opo. Sa ngayon po, we recognize the fact na ang mental health po ay isa sa mga rising problem ng ating bansa ngayon. Lately lang, doon sa amin may nagpakamatay.
Oh.
Dito rin, ano? Grade 10.
Estudyante, pastor,
Sa Taguig.
dalawa, para bang nabasted lang.
Ganon.
Young people, nagpakamatay. Tapos may kalaro ako sa basketball. Tapos sabi niya, yung mother niya, nakakita ng baril, hindi naman sa kanya, nakakita ng baril. Kung nagkalat doon sa katabing opisina o ano, kinuha, pinutok sa sarili. Ayan. So, maybe pastor, since ang government natin right now ay wala silang kakayahan na i-address to address that problem. Because right now po, yung ratio ng psychologists and psychiatrists Sa buong Pilipinas, 3,000 lang.
Oo.
Right now, 116 million ang Pilipinos.
Mm.
But right now, siguro, ay since ang mga churches ay meron tayo mga community engagement.
Yeah.
Actually, sa Lighthouse Bataan po, ay we are launching yung tawag naming Lighthouse Positive Center where mental health is our forte. Ika nga. We reach out to companies because even companies, naghahanap sila ng mga, pwede ba sino pwede magturo sa amin ng mental awareness kasi mga empleyado namin, ganito,
Yeah.
may mga
Pero ikaw,
depression, ganyan.
nag-aral ka naman sa Bible College,
Yes po.
sa seminary, pero hindi lang yon ang iyong equipping.
Opo.
Ibig sabihin, itinaas mo pa.
Yeah.
Sana lahat ng pastor mayroong ganitong kaisipan, di ba?
Actually,
Pero-
maganda po ngayon na may Mental Health Act na, tama po ba? Na,
Yes po,
opo, na
that's right.
sinusuportahan din po kahit yung mga medication, di ba?
Yes.
Ng mga
Yes.
kabataan medication, mga ganyang consultation na pwede siyang bayaran ng ano.
Oh,
ng
lalo
Pilipinas.
ngayon, ang mga ibang mga leaders ng mga churches papasok sa issue ng politics, makikipagtalo, makikipagbakbakan sa social media. Ang daming more pressing issues than this.
True. Yeah.
Oh, what do you say, Pastor Jesse?
Well, I think as the government is being distracted by all of these issues, rising issues, plus scandals within, I think I don't have to mention the corruption allegations and flood control scams, which is not yet over yet. I think that it's up to our churches to rise up to the challenges of this. Because if we don't do anything, who will? If we don't help our members, our young people, our congregations, then we cannot rely, sad to say, we cannot rely on the government to extend help to our people.
Hindi naman pwede, Ernest, na palaging sinisisi natin yung mga inuupo sa government. Kasi tayo din naman nagpapaupo sa kanila.
That's right.
No? Pero ang sabi nga, sabi nga ng ibang pastor, we cannot even help our own selves as churches. So, how do we address this? Paano yan?
Siguro let's go back kanina sa sa first point ng presentation, no, na we Baptists, we believe that we are the light and salt of the earth. Kasi
Amen.
merong biblical principle talaga yun. So how do we carry out this kind of thinking? Kasi conviction natin na we have to enlighten the world. We have to enlighten the place where we came from and the place where we are now, no? So like this, ang government hindi na-recognize nila tayo yung contributions natin. And yet they do not have the capacity. Now anong gagawin natin? Let's equip our pastors and our church worker regularly, having this
Ayun.
kind of discussion.
Yes.
Pwede nating gawin as a
Workshop.
monthly workshop or a bi-monthly workshop. And then at the same time, nagkaroon tayo ng parang executive
magising
course.
sa issues.
Yes, kasi we have to elevate the thinking ng mga ating mga church workers and pastors, and we will also invite our church members. Kasi the church members are the ones supporting our pastors and our workers when it comes to the finances.
Yes.
So at least ma-elevate natin yung mga ng financial
And
status.
you said
ng
it
pastor.
kanina, salt, di ba? We are
Yeah.
salt and light. Abe, kung magiging asin ka, magkaroon ko muna ng alat. Ano yung asin na walang alat? Ano yung alat mo? Adi mag-aral ka ng gusto,
Yes.
magkaroon ka ng degree, magkaroon ka ng sense.
Yeah.
Hindi ba? Ganun na naman ang asin eh. Ang sabi nga ng Panginoon abe, if the salt has lost its savor, anong use nun?
Useless.
Useless.
Tsaka maganda rin po, naisip ko lang na meron talaga mga experts sa topic. Kasi marami po ngayong mga balita, Pero sadly, fake news, At marami pong mga Pilipino na naniniwala, di ba? Thinking na ito talaga yung mga issue, pero in reality, peke lang pala, So maganda na legitimate
Ang
sources.
maganda nito, we're coming from not just a point of view of knowing issues, but we are coming from our being Baptist.
Yes.
Okay?
And Pastor,
Hindi
we can,
naaalis.
we
Hindi
can-
naaalis ang salita ng Diyos.
Yeah.
Hindi naaalis kung ano tayo kay Kristo at si Kristo sa atin.
atin.
Yun ang ating pinagmumulan. Yes,
Yes.
continue.
At we can take this opportunity na since meron tayo mga issues na ganito, we can use this platform for evangelism.
Yes.
Oo. So, for example, every time po na kami tinatawag for mental health program sa mga companies sa Bataan, palagi yan, pinapasok natin ang gospel. Hindi pwedeng mawala yun. So, platform for
Yes.
evangelism. Using the issues of of our society.
But coming from what you're saying, Pastor Jesse Ray, what about our next generation? Are we losing them?
Well, that's a very good question. Not exactly losing them, but probably we are being awakened to the call of the need for the next generation to be aware and to be equipped to respond to the challenges that they are facing. Among those that we have mentioned earlier, no, itong challenges ng bagong technology, social media that floods our young people. Many of us, we graduated from college, hindi tayo nakahawak ng cellphone, di ba?
tama.
Ngayon, ang mga bata,
anak.
toddler pa lang, hindi pa marunong magbasa, marunong pumindot ng cellphone. So, how do we respond to this? Do we right away pagbabawal man natin sa mga bata humawak ng ganito? Or do we teach them the proper way of taking advantage of these gadgets for their betterment instead of for their destruction?
Oh, pero let me put it in another light. Kasi meron kang presentation, Ernest, na ang next generation lumiliit na
Yes.
Aging society.
Yes.
Aging society.
We are an
tayo.
aging
Kumukonti
society at
sila.
nagde-decline yung ating population. Because most of these young people na productive age, no, are not involved or not interested of childbearing.
Oo.
Ayaw na nilang magpakasal.
Ano po yan? Dahil nagbago ang mindset?
Probably they are more interested of looking at their income
Economics.
sa economics, and then at the same time marami na silang distractions. Unlike before na
Pero
limited.
Ernest, that's an issue of rights,
Yeah.
choice.
Kasi the government, no, ito i-confront na natin because the government is producing and advocating for the decrease of population. Pero this is very dangerous economic assumption kasi currently ang 2025 biglang lumiit ang ating population, which means 2024 those who were born in 2024, i-add mo lang ang 15 years, productive na sila dapat. I-add mo ang next 20 years, magiging senior citizen na sila. Who will support them sa kanilang social services? Who will support them sa kanilang mga SSS, pag-ibig and PhilHealth? Wala na kasi maliit na lang ang population. That's why pag nag-shrink
And
ang
that is
population.
according
Wala na
to
rin
research.
Yes, pag nag-shrink ang
Kino-confirm mo yan, Reza,
population.
research ka eh.
Pag mag-shrink ang population,
Wala
problem
na
ang aging society. So,
Wala rin mga trabahador. Actually,
Yes.
kaya marami pong mga first world countries ang nag-aas ng mga migration.
Right.
Kasi namamatay ang population.
Yes,
and
namamatay
eventually
na
the
population.
Eh, pati ang mga
economics
churches
will-
mamamatay, wala nang kabataan.
exactly.
I was thinking po, no, hindi rin ba usapin yun ng sir, gender equality? Kasi right now, syempre, women are more empowered, di ba? Hindi po
Yeah.
ba yan?
I think there is too much emphasis on the gender and women empowerment, no? When we look into women empowerment, we always view men as the perpetrator of violence,
Yeah.
men as the one victimizing the women. It should not be the case. Dapat empowerment should be balanced between the men and the women. Ipapakita mo dyan kasi that the men have the obligation and the responsibility to be loving, to be kind to their
Yes.
wives, to their children, and at the same time, they have the obligation to provide economic income sa kanyang family.
Okay naman yung empowerment, but do not lose the power to produce children.
Oh,
Yes,
actually,
that's true.
childbearing is very empowering.
Childbearing. Yeah.
From a mother's perspective.
Yeah.
Ayan. No.
Dapat
Magaling.
magkaroon tayo ng ministry din that will focus on the family.
Yeah.
Generation.
Generation.
Magaling. Ang dami pala natin pwedeng gawin as Baptist.
Oo nga po. Nag-extend na nga rin po tayo ng ating segment na to, Bishop.
Anyway, babalik po tayo and we will have another set of our guests para pag-usapan natin ito. Wag po kayong aalis.
Kabataang game sa hamon ng buhay.
Sa loob at labas ng court, Tara G!
Samahan nyo kami dito sa Lighthouse
Lighthouse
Game
Game
On!
Napakaganda ng usapan natin dito, Reza. Nagpapatuloy po ating pinag-uusapan how we can have a collective effort ng mga Baptist, no? Na tumugon sa pagkilala ng ating estado. Binigyan tayo ng National Baptist Day sa pamamagitan ng Republic Act 11897. At sa ating pong papapatuloy sa ating programa, narito naman, ito, regular.
Regular.
Ito. Oh, Pastor Luis Ray Escrupulo ng Pilgrim Bible Baptist Church. Magandang araw sa iyo, Pastor Ray.
Magandang araw po, magandang gabi po, Bishop.
Yes.
Sa inyo po, ganun din kay Pastor Bong.
O lalo naman itong si Pastor Bong.
Magandang
Pastor Ferdinand Bong Escala ng Lighthouse sa Kainta.
Uso ba yung ano talaga?
Magandang araw,
Oo nga,
Reza.
no? Lahat tayo nakaganito na ngayon.
Palos.
Uso na yata, pinauso niyo, Bishop.
Okay. Pinag-uusapan natin, Ernest, kanina, napaka-engaging, no? Ng mga pressing issues na ito. No? I didn't realize na yung pag-decline ng ating population will really affect, no, our generation next mga
Yes.
15 years. Pero ito, halimbawa, no, itong dalawang mas bata pa naman sa ating itong mga batang mga pastor ito, pero napaka-engaging ng kanilang mga churches. For example, ikaw, Pastor Bong, sa Kainta, no, you are very engaged in extending ministry to the young, mga estudyante.
Okay.
In what ways?
Bishop, meron tayong mga ministries, campus ministries at almost 1,500 students on a weekly basis ang ating naaabot ng mga estudyante for 1 year.
Oh.
So ito ho ay tuloy-tuloy, Bishop, at we thank the Lord for that opportunity. At yun ho ay ang tinuturo natin doon ay mga biblical values. At we empower them to say no to things that are wrong.
Ayun.
Oh, yun yung magandang ginawa nating module, Bishop. Yung paglipad.
Yung empowering them to be able to say
Say
no.
no.
Wow, di ko gagawin yan.
Yan. And
Magaling, ano?
ine-engage naman natin sila kasi gumawa kami ng club, Bishop.
Oo.
In-open namin. It is an open club sa lahat ng youth club, sa lahat ng ating tinuturuan para naman ine-engage naman natin sila sa ating mga ginagawa. For example, CWOP or Community Wellness Outreach Program.
Yes.
Na kung mapapansin nyo, marami kaming dalang kabataan parate.
Yes.
Galing ho sa mga campus yan. So they are engaged in good works para balansyado, hindi lang yung wag. Pero itong gagawin mo.
Ibig sabihin, rather than losing young people to be interested in other things, you are giving them a platform when
Yes.
they can where they can remain.
Opo. Kasi nga po, ang mga kabataan, unang-una, talagang naturally energetic yan eh.
Ginagawa.
So kapag
Maghahanap ng adventure,
hindi
maghahanap
natin
ng
sila
recognition.
binigyan ng platform, yes po. Hindi natin binigyan ng platform, sasabihin nila kailangan may gawin ako at may recognition yung ginagawa nila. So the
Yes.
best platform is to do what is right and good.
Okay. Pastor Ray, you are a second generation pastor, no?
Yes.
Kilala ko yung tatay mo, and syempre, you would expect na you will carry on the traditional type of ministries. Pero ngayon, very engaged kayo.
Yes po.
Hindi ka ba napupulaan na nagbabago yata eh? Nagbago ka ba ng doktrina or what?
Hindi po pa.
Nagbago ka ba bilang Baptist?
Hindi po.
Hindi.
Kami po ay naging recipient din po ng mga platforms at nagpapasalamat po kami, of course, sa Lighthouse at sa ng mga ministries. At of course, bago naman namin in-adapt yung mga platform na yon, napakinggan ko rin naman po ng maigi kung ano ang stand ng Lighthouse pagdating sa distinctives, pagdating sa kung paano ginagawa ang mga ministries. So, ang sinasabi ko lang po sa amin, palibasa 46 for 47 years na yung church. So, marami kaming mga, actually sa amin po, mas marami talaga yung matatanda.
Oh.
So, medyo nag-i-engage.
Pastor ka na mga matatanda.
Opo, opo. Yun po ang totoo. At ngayon, ini-engage namin din sila sa youth at kahit papano, ay hindi man tuloy-tuloy pero minsan nakaka-participate kami sa campus ministries ng Lighthouse Kainta. Pero pagdating naman po doon sa mga bagay na yung pagsunod sa platform, ang sinasabi ko naman po, wala po tayong binabago kung ano yung tinanggap natin ng mga katuruan. Bagkos, ito ay enrichment
sa atin na kung saan paano natin ngayon ikikilos yung nga po nga
Yes.
we already know what to do but how to do it.
Yes.
So parang sa akin pattern no parang ako po pianist di po ba?
Yes.
So sa pagpapiano ako ay widower. Hindi yung walang asawa. Ibig sabihin,
By ear, play by ear.
by ear.
Oo.
At isa po sa mga ano niyan, yung kada tutugtog ako ng isang kanta, pag inulit ko yun, iba na yung style. So parang nakita ko sa ministries noon, gano'n eh. Kung ano yung play by the ear lang. Okay naman, naging fruitful naman. Pero mas nakita ko na katulad sa mga aral sa piano, halimbawa isang piece ng sonata, iba-iba ang tutugtog, iba-iba yung kanilang mga katangian, iba-iba. Pero when they play it, yung dynamics, masusunod nila, the more perfect kung paano siya kinumpose, mas na-appreciate, mas magiging maganda.
Ibig sabihin, the fundamentals remain to be there.
Yes,
The rudiments
opo.
remain to be
So,
there.
ganun din. No? Parang yun ang kamulatan sa akin ngayon na gusto ko rin matutunan at maipasa sa mga susunod. Lalong-lalo na po ako, bagamat bagong pastor pa lang ako na sumalo ng gawain, parang naging significant sa akin na sana yung pag nawala ako, kasi ako, anak ako ng pastor, madali ako maka-adapt. Yung susunod, kung hindi gano'n,
yes.
doon nagsisimulang mabago yung maabot sa pagbabago ng doktrina kasi walang pattern. Ito may sistema. Napakaganda.
Then I will pose to you a classic question. Kasi itong experience ko. No, talagang narinig ko ito bilang pastor. And noon pa lang, napag-isip na ako eh. Kasi ito yung presentation. No? Ikaw na ang sumagot, Pastor Ray. Sabi nung pastor na nagpi-preach, wag na kayo mag-engineer. Wag na kayo mag-doktor. Wag na kayo mag-lawyer. Maglingkod na lang kayo sa Panginoon. What do you say about that?
Yun po yung, ayaw naman natin sabihin na mali yung naging kaparaanan nung nakaraan because apparently, yun yung sabihin na natin, equipping nila. Kaya ngayon, ang focus natin, more equipping sa atin. Para maintindihan natin, paano ba magiging involved ang mga ganitong kakayanan sa ministry. Hindi yung, kung gusto niyo maglingkod sa Panginoon, iwanan niyo yan, mag-quit kayo, mag-resign kayo, mag-forward kayo, isurrender niyo lahat. Pero, nasasayang yung mga bagay na iyon dahil yun naman ay mga bagay na pwedeng malaki ang magiging kapakinabangan sa ministry. And even though, of course, as a church, lagi natin ginagawa ang soul winning, pero yung mga kakayanan na yan, makakapagbigay o makakapagbukas ng pintuan para yung gospel mas maging katanggap-tanggap.
Okay. Di ba, Ernest, ano? Paano ko, halimbawa, hindi ka naman papastor, magiging social worker ka, tapos top ka pa sa board. Hindi naman pwede sabihin, wag mo nang gawin yan.
Hindi pwedeng hindi ka pakinggan.
What do you say? We need to raise our engagements.
Right. Sa akin naman, yung stand ko dyan, it's also a biblical perspective and principle. We are the body of Christ and yet we function differently. Hindi tayo lahat puro mata, hindi tayo lahat puro lang bunganga, kundi we function differently and we act as one. So pwede kang maging pastor, pwede kang maging doktor, pwede kang maging nurse, and yet everything is moved towards one, which is to glorify and honor the Lord our God. The Creator.
Distinct roles.
Yes, so we perform distinct roles. Gaya nito sa atin sa pagkain natin kanina. Iba ang tagahugas, iba ang taga-prepare ng pagkain, iba ang taga-prepare ng mga technical materials. So, kung wala ang taga-prepare ng pagkain, anong kakainin ng mga pastor kanina?
Right.
Everybody is holding an important job, no matter kung ano man yan, whether it is a direct from the ministry or support to the ministry, everything is very important.
Meron nga mga parte tayo na pareho nga ang wangis.
Pero iba.
Pero iba ang function. Ako, Pastor Bong, sanay akong humawak ng kutsara sa kanan. At tinidor sa kaliwa. Pag pinagbalitan, hirap ako.
Sa bagay.
Hindi ba?
Kahit yung tenga, di ba? Mawala yung isa,
Alam mo, Bishop, may isang pastor ako nakausap niyan. At in-explain ko sa kanya na kung anong kakayanan mo ay pwede mong ipaglingkod sa Panginoon. Ngayon, parang nagkaroon siya ng kaliwanagan dyan. Alam mo, sabi niya sa akin, ang daming nasayang na panahon. Dahil, sabi niya, malay ko ba naman, na kung ikaw ay marunong mag-layout, pwede mong ipaglingkod sa Panginoon yung pag-layout mo para gumawa ng mga newsletter. Malay ko ba naman, kung marunong ka mag-English, ay pwede mong ipaglingkod sa Panginoon yung pagiging marunong mong magaling mong mag-English. Malay ko ba naman, kung marunong ka mag-drive, ay pwede mong ipaglingkod sa Panginoon yung pagdadrive mo. Kaya, ibig sabihin, nalimitahan yung paglilingkod ng maraming Kristiyano because all that we know is to preach, to sing, to teach, and that's it. Pero hindi natin nakita, Bishop, yung kalawakan ng paglilingkod sa Panginoon na meron tayong pagkakataon.
Okay, ang ganda nito, Ernest. Kaya ito tayo ngayon. We are doing these conferences, these workshops, so that we can raise churches, mga Baptist churches, so that we can know how to be engaging sa society. No? Lahat naman to evangelism din. No? Lahat ito ay edukasyon.
Right.
Di ba? We know what to do, but how to do things effectively, that is what we should have. Tama, ano?
Anak ako ng pastor, I do not know how to preach, but I know how to equip pastors.
Ayun.
I know how to teach pastors how to do church management, how to do resource mobilization, how to do research. Pwede ako dyan pumasok because that is a support to the ministry.
Right.
So that is how we should think of our own functions.
Right.
I also have these talents or connections, so I use this all for the purpose and glory of God.
Oo. Kaya napakaganda nitong platform na ginawa natin ngayon. At ito pong interview na ito ginawa natin para sa kapakanan ng lahat ng naaabot ng ating show na ito. Nagsimula kami ni Ernest ng isang series ng mga conferences for pastors, leaders, kahit mga professionals within our churches.
Actually, pwedeng gawing platform din ng TV, Bishop,
Of course.
para mas maraming maabot. And of course,
Of
mga
course.
Baptists. na
Now, tell us about
pastor.
that conference, Ernest, please.
Yes. We are actually having this conference that is calling for all the Baptist pastors, professionals, mga church leaders, young people, even the mga lawyers nila, so that we would know how to build a better society. So building a better society is actually knowing the different emerging issues that are confronting us now, so that we would be able to know kung ano ang mga ministry natin na gagawin. So, tomorrow will be the second day. We're going to discuss traditional and non-traditional areas of ministry, as well as international and global exposure.
Ayan, maganda po yun,
Okay.
Pero siguro ulitin po natin. And while I think nagka-tech issues tayo, Bishop, So, babalik po muli ang ating Lighthouse Cafe. At nagbabalik po tayo ulit sa ating Lighthouse Cafe. So muli po, ito po yung tungkol sa conference na ginagawa po at pinagpaplanuhan. Go ahead, Sir Ernest.
Yes. Tayong mga Baptists, we have been recognized with a Baptist Day here in the Philippines. So may obligation tayo to contribute for the betterment of society. So paano natin magkakaroon ng isang impactful na program pag hindi natin alam kung ano ang mga emerging issues? So kanina, the first day of the conference is actually to identify global and international issues as well as local issues that is confronting us. So bukas, we will be tackling about non-traditional and traditional areas of ministries, including global and international exposure. Bakit kailangan natin ng global and international exposure ng mga pastors and church workers? Because we are interconnected already with every nation. So whatever is happening doon sa Iran or sa Australia or sa US, we are all affected. And that affects our ministry as well.
Magaling. Very prospective ito. Yes. Well, naging napakaganda po ng ating pinag-usapan. Ano, Pastor Bong, Pastor Ray? Di ba?
Napakaganda po.
Napakaganda. At palagay ko, even for young pastors, they would love this. Kaya inu-open po natin ito sa lahat. At we'll post mga announcements sa pamamagitan ng ating GCTV na platform. Okay. At magpapasalamat po tayo sa lahat for having joined us today sa ating napakaganda, very engaging na pag-uusap. At dito lang yan sa Lighthouse Cafe, syempre, where good talks happen.
Opo.
And we thank everyone who's been a part ng ating programa ngayon. Of course, Ernest Arellano,
Pastor Harold Peña Cerrada, Attorney Al Pareño, Pastor Jesse Porras, Pastor June Sombeluno, of course, si Pastor Bong, and si Pastor Ray Escripulo. So you can rewatch and share episodes from our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Hanapin niyo lamang po ang Lighthouse BBC, Great Commission TV, or GCTV Asia. At sa YouTube naman po, look for GCTV PH and make sure to like and subscribe.
At para naman sa mga on the go, mayroon na rin po tayong podcast at Spotify. Hanapin niyo lamang po ang Lighthouse Cafe and you can listen to our episodes wherever you are.
Yeah, maraming salamat din po sa ating faithful na tech and food team. Okay? Sir Edwin Ballesteros, si Jed Gamboa, Erin Joy Avante, ELC, si Jeff Cutie Alvarado, Leo Alpas, Jeff Domingo, Chris Fortes, Emily Ballesteros, Daisy Cool, Malu Inorino, Jabez Gamboa.
And of course, we would like to thank our ministry partners and Japan 4 Gospels Catering Services, Hub 105, and Haircutters Republic. You can visit their branch located at Q Plaza Mall sa Cainta, Rizal.
So join us again next week, Monday night, same time, 8:30 for another live broadcast ng ating Lighthouse Cafe.
Where good talks happen.